President Joe Biden visited Florida on Wednesday to view the wreckage from Hurricane Ian. The president made remarks alongside Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. While the two have disagreed politically in the past, before the trip, the Biden administration said the conversation about Ian will be, quote, above politics. During his remarks, DeSantis first thanked the president for visiting Florida and outlined the state's response to the storm. The Republican governor said, quote, "We are cutting through the bureaucracy. We are cutting through the red tape. And that's from local government, state government, all the way up to the president. So we appreciate the team effort."
Really significant damage here in Lee County, and there's other places where you have really significant damage as well outside of this general area. We were very fortunate to have good coordination with the White House and with FEMA from the very beginning of this. We declared a state of emergency last Friday, September 23rd. This was a disturbance out there by Columbia, and then the next day we got a major disaster declaration approved by the president, and we really appreciated that. And that basically set off the massive mobilization that we had ready to be able to respond to this storm. As of now, there have been over 2,500 rescues effectuated. There have been close to 100,000 structures in the most hard-hit areas that have been searched. We've deployed resources that were pre-staged and are now in the field for food, water, and other types of supplies. There's 28 different points of distribution across the affected areas. 45 million bottles of water have been served, 2 million pounds of ice. We had, prior to the storm, 42,000 linemen stationed throughout Florida ready to be on site to restore power as soon as the storm has passed. Today, we have over 97% of the state that has power. Here in Lee County, of course, one of the hardest hit areas, Florida Power and Light has restored 85% of its Lee County customers. Of course, this area is going to proceed once the search and rescue in Fort Myers Beach, which is also an FPL area. The Lee County Electrical Cooperative has accepted mutual aid the state has arranged for linemen from other co-ops, from Duke, and from FPL to assist in restoring to customers throughout Lee County. And so I said I wanted this to be the lineman capital of the world. We have thousands of linemen in places like Cape Coral working really hard to get that power back on. We've also, because of the bridge situation with the causeway in Sanibel, as well as the bridge in Pine Island, we were airlifting linemen onto both of those islands to be able to start surveying the damage and creating a plan for restoration. I will tell you that I was in Sanibel today. You can go over it in a helicopter and you see damage, but it does not do it justice until you are actually on the ground and you see concrete utility poles sawed off right in half, massive power lines everywhere, massive amounts of debris. So that's going to be a really significant effort. But our view is we want to start that as soon as possible and not wait until the causeway is repaired. Charlotte County, FPL estimates full restoration very soon. We've deployed 375 Starlink internet devices that Elon Musk has provided. He's repositioned their satellites. We now have internet at all the pods, all the EOCs, all the key places, and also some places throughout the communities. Our Florida Department of Transportation has cleared 5,000 miles of roadway. And when Pine Island was severed from the mainland, we went out and met with those folks on Friday of last week. And what they said was, we just need to get back and forth from the island. Is there something we can do to either do ferry service or the bridge? So we talked with Florida Department of Transportation. We said we can restore and provide a temporary bridge. So we did that, and that opened today. So Pine Island is now restored to the mainland. There was some talk that they just had to get off the island. That's not who these people are. They are island people. They're not leaving their homes. And so we're happy to be able to have done that. We also just executed a contract for emergency repairs to the Sanibel Causeway. So that's going to take a little bit longer. We anticipate it being done this month in October, and that will provide access back onto Sanibel. In the meantime, we have been airlifting support assets. We'll continue to do that also by boat, but we're optimistic to be able to get at least a temporary fix so that we can start to bring in even more support. And flowing from that is our Division of Emergency Management has put command and control elements in all the barrier islands. So Sanibel now has a C2 element right there. They don't have to worry about going to the county or the state. They're there, and they are going to be effectuating those operations. And so major reconstruction of the power in Sanibel is going to be necessary, and massive amount of debris removal. Here, of course, you see, but certainly in Sanibel, really significant. And I want to thank the administration has approved now 60 days of 100% reimbursement for debris removal. You have some of these communities here, their bill for debris removal will likely be more than their annual budgets. And so this is really significant help. So we thank them for doing that. I also want to thank the First Lady, my wife Casey. She launched FloridaDisasterFund.org at the end of last week. It's now raised over $35 million. As much as we appreciate all the state agencies that are offering assistance, FEMA that can offer assistance, those are based on regulation and law, and there's some people that may not fit into those wickets. Well, we now have mobilized private charities with a lot of money and growing to be able to help people in really tough circumstances. I also just want to say that when you're doing responding to something like this, you have to integrate various levels of government. Of course, our counties and municipalities, they have the boots on the ground. They're involved every day in life safety missions, whether it's police, fire, rescue, what you name it. The state, we manage and coordinate amongst various counties. And then, of course, the federal government, FEMA, providing support. And I think we've worked as well across state, local, and federal of any disaster that I've seen. And so I want to thank Administrator Criswell from FEMA for being on the ground, being supportive, and being very responsive. I think one of the things that you're seeing in this response, we are cutting through the bureaucracy. We are cutting through the red tape, and that's from local government, state government, all the way up to the president. So we appreciate the team effort. This is something that is these storms come, they're on the horizon. You kind of project, hey, it could be really bad. Oftentimes, it doesn't necessarily get to that level. Well, this was the full Monty. I mean, the storm surge that you saw through here met the expectations, the highest expectations, and you've seen what significant damage that can do. So I'm just thankful that everyone's banded together. We've got a lot of work to do here, but I'll tell you, the spirit of the people of this state and Southwest Florida has been phenomenal. When I'm meeting with people that have lost everything, that are 85, 90 years old in shelters, and all they can do is thank the Red Cross, the fire, the state, FEMA, for all the support, that shows you some of these folks. They are thankful that they have so many people that are there supporting, and that's really, you only get there if it's a team effort. So, Mr. President, welcome to Florida. We appreciate working together across various levels of government, and the floor is yours.